Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We are back for another Geometry Dash video with something I've done a lot just on paper, but never put it into a video format. Making a custom gauntlet. And today we are with our first one, the Hellfire Gauntlet. To those who don't know, a gauntlet in Geometry Dash is a series of 5 levels that kind of coheres to its theme. Take like the Water Gauntlet being a bunch of water levels, a couple beach theme levels, like stuff related to the water theme. And then you have stuff like the Ice Gauntlet, which actually aged pretty well, like levels having kind of like a cold winter feeling to it. And then stuff like the Monster Gauntlet being filled with a bunch of boss fights. For the Hellfire Gauntlet, obviously, it's going to be kind of like another Fire or Inferno Gauntlet, except more emphasis on the actual Hell theme, so like all the infamous Hell levels. Don't worry, guys, this level's not going to be filled with a bunch of extreme demons. However, this is going to be, if this gauntlet were to be a real thing, it will be the hardest released gauntlet. Currently, right now, if I had to guess what the hardest gauntlet is right now, I think it's the Doom Gauntlet, for it having 2 hard demons, a medium demon, and 2 easy demons. But considering none of the other gauntlets have hard demons, well, the Demon Gauntlet used to have a hard demon. Hell by Serpunge used to be a hard demon, but now it's a medium demon. And that level is still easier than Darkness Keeper and No Wise. So our goal here is to make this level harder than the Doom Gauntlet, but not to a point where the gauntlet's going to be like impossible. So we're not going to have our first level be like Cataclysm or something, and then like the final level is going to be harder than Bloodbath. Speaking of these custom gauntlets, I do plan on making a few more in the future. However, I need to find levels that actually make a bit more sense. I do have one called the Space Gauntlet, which right now it's a massive rough draft because only like 2 of the levels are actually space themed. The other ones are all like very loose connections. So this might be the only custom gauntlet video I make, but take that with a grain of salt. That is not 100%. Before we get started with the custom gauntlet, we have a few guidelines for it. The first one, obviously, again, we are aiming for this gauntlet to be the hardest gauntlet if it were to be released. Second up, obviously with all the other gauntlets, we need to have like a standard for decoration. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy like change of scene level decoration, but at least like pretty good deco throughout all 5 levels. And gameplay, even if it has mediocre gameplay, it's better than nothing, but obviously we're going to aim for at least decent gameplay throughout all 5 levels as well. For the levels on their difficulty, we're going to reveal them as we go along. We will reference their difficulty face and also the demon ladder placement to get a bit more specific. And also at the end of the video and also throughout the video, I'm going to mention some other levels that could have took these level spots. Basically, I had to do a bunch of rough drafts to see which levels were the best. And basically, if a level like could have fit, or it's like an extra, I'll have to mention it as like, let's say the 4th level, it's this level, but it had to fight with these other 2 or 3 levels. I'll give my reasons why, and that's about it. Basically, if the level like maybe wasn't good in decoration, or it was really bad in gameplay. Anyhow, guys, that's going to be for the guidelines. Let's get into the gauntlet. Enjoy. Starting off the Hellfire Gauntlet, we have Keeper of the Dark. At first, I thought this was going to be an odd choice for the gauntlet because we already have Darkness Keeper being the final boss of the Doom Gauntlet. This being the starting level may be a little weird, but now that I think about it, it could signify that the rest of the gauntlet is going to get much harder from here, and having an easier version of Darkness Keeper, or basically an easy remaster of Darkness Keeper, because the gameplay of Keeper of the Dark is pretty much entirely different, only with maybe some similarities along the road, it could work as a starting point and also, again, a message saying that, yeah, this gauntlet, it's going to ramp up very fast. It's not going to be easy. In terms of its decoration, it needs no introduction. It looks absolutely incredible, especially the boss fight, which also brings its own problems of like, oh, a boss fight on the first level? I mean, unless you have a bunch of boss fights, let's say all 5 levels are boss fight levels, then I guess it'd be a little weird. But this could be like a gatekeeper in a sense, like maybe the boss fight is like a guard to access the rest of the gauntlet and you have to get past them. For its difficulty, the level sits at a 5.1 on the demon ladder, meaning it's an entry medium demon, and honestly, pretty fitting to start off this gauntlet with. I could have started it with a very tough hard demon, but I think starting with a medium demon would make perfect sense and it allows for like a steadier upscale in terms of difficulty. Which, by the way, it's going to be the complete opposite of that once we get the 4th and 5th level because they are much harder. The only thing you can get off again with this level is, again, a boss fight on the first level may be a little weird. And then there's the gameplay itself, which is honestly kind of mediocre. Not just with me, because I've played about half the level so far and got about 49%. Also, based off the enjoyability rating of around 6.5, it's honestly very mediocre. But I think it's not enough to offset how good this level is in between its decoration. And again, being a remaster of Darkness Keeper, I just think it works very well as the starting level of the Hellfire Gauntlet. For the second level, we have Reanimation. This is a level that kind of had to be in this gauntlet. It literally fits perfectly. Not only does it fit the theme very well, it's also just a very iconic level, up there on the same pedestal tier as Death Moon. And before we get into this is a little fun fact. This is the only level on this list that I have actually beaten, and I had really bad luck with it, taking over 1,700 attempts. But based off the GDDL, apparently it's pretty fun to play, sitting at above a 7.5 on the enjoyability scale. And in terms of its difficulty, sitting at about a 6.8. So it's quite the step up from Keeper of the Dark. Despite this level being over 8 years old, it still looks really good to this day. And again, it just encapsulates the Hellfire theme really well. And it's just overall a really solid level. Now, I may have had a bad experience with the level, but I'm not going to let that affect its place in the gauntlet, because this is not only a classic level, it is loved by millions of people. And again, a super iconic level, similar to levels like Death Moon. Now that I think about it, now that I rewatched the level over, I realize despite me having a bad experience with the level actually does flow very well, despite the difficulty being a little bit deceiving. In the sense that some parts feel like they're hard demon difficulty because the cutscenes are literally auto. But other than that, this is still a really good level, and definitely deserves its place as the second level of the Hellfire Gauntlet. For the third level of the Hellfire Gauntlet, it's a level I thought was going to be a joke level or a meme level, but after looking at the level, it was not that at all. We have another medium demon by the name of Sakupen Egg. What we got here is actually a medium demon version of Sakupen Hell with actually pretty solid decoration. This is the level I have the least to say about. All I can really say is that I thought it was a joke level, but it's actually pretty solid, and it's not insufferable like Sakupen Hell is. Maybe a bit unfair to make that comparison because Sakupen Hell is an extreme demon, and this is only a medium demon. But I have a feeling as the middle level of the gauntlet, it could work, despite it being a little frustrating to play. Now, I only have like 11% of this level, but yeah, it does look to be a bit frustrating to play. But again, there are going to be levels in the gauntlet, not just this custom gauntlet, but even the real gauntlets, there's going to be levels that are frustrating to play. Another thing I like with this level is that it also extends it a little bit, so now the level is actually a long level length, unlike Sakupen Hell, where it's only like 52 or 53 seconds. And really, this level's just here because it just fits the theme. Despite the mediocre gameplay, like in terms of enjoyability, I still think it works as the third level of the Hellfire Gauntlet, despite it just being an easier remake of an extreme demon. Alright guys, for the fourth level, it's time to get serious. We have our first hard demon. And unlike Darkness Keeper in no wise, this level wipes the floor compared to the last three levels. This level is a tier 13 on the demon ladder, and that level is CandleLight. I've never heard of this level until I found it on the Geometry Dash wiki fandom for the health theme levels. Even though this level does have a loose connection to the health theme, I still think it works pretty well. And in comparison to the levels it had to fight with, there really wasn't much of a competition. The first level I had to fight with was the Caverns, which I thought was going to be pretty cool, but the level came up kind of bland, honestly. And then there's Cataclysmic Drive, which I think, in all honesty, this level is literally just a hard demon remake of Cataclysm with no decoration upgrades. And to top it off, the gameplay score is below a 4 out of 10, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna say that CandleLight easily wins this one. And to top it off, it had a 7.3 for its enjoyability, which I think is pretty good. I'll be honest with you, CandleLight was honestly my least favorite of the 5 levels, but again, compared to the Caverns and Cataclysmic Drive, it definitely wins this one. And it's a huge step up from Sakupen Egg. The scary thing is, this is only the 4th level, and it's already, if this were to be an official gauntlet, it is already the hardest gauntlet level. We have made it to the epilogue of the Hellfire Gauntlet, and to close it off, we have one more hard demon. However, this level could be classed as an entry insane demon, being a 14.8 on the demon ladder, and it may be a bit of a weird choice once you hear it. The final level is Infernity. The reason I say this level might be a weird choice is because it is still technically a 9 circles level, despite it being not the most reminiscent of a 9 circles level. The effect is a little weird in the level, but I thought it was good enough to be the final boss level for how energetic it is. And I also just really like the background effects, they look really cool. In terms of gameplay, it did have the lowest gameplay score of the 5 levels, this being the only level that had a gameplay score below 6, or a enjoyability score below 6. But it still really isn't the worst when you compare it to levels like Cataclysmic Drive. I thought it'd be kind of interesting to have a level that's close to Insane Demon difficulty be a final boss level of a gauntlet. And the reason, despite this level having a mediocre enjoyability score, and having decoration that might be just okay to others, compared to the other 2 levels it had to fight with, again, there was no competition. The first level it had to fight with was Pyromaniac, which I don't know why this level was classed as a hell-themed level, because there's only a couple parts that are actually hell-themed, but okay. And the second level it had to fight with was the Caverns 2. That's right, there's a second level that it's pretty much the same, except it's buffed to Insane Demon difficulty, and instead of being a brown coloration, it's actually red. Yeah, that's about it. The decoration of both of these levels were honestly not that great, and the gameplay was like, between both of them. I thought Pyromaniac didn't fit the theme, and the Caverns 2 has the same problems as the first level. Infernity being a fast-paced 9 circles level, and also having very crazy effects, I think it just works as the final boss level of a relentless gauntlet. And there we have it, guys. That is the Hellfire Gauntlet. It was honestly a pretty fun experiment finding the levels that belonged here. Some levels were better than others, and then some I was considering for the list, but sadly they just wouldn't work. And actually, as an outro, I'll go over my first rough draft of the Hellfire Gauntlet. The first level was going to be Reanimation, which got moved to the second level. The second level was Sakupen Egg, which got moved to the third level. The third level was Bloodbath Z, but then, again, I said, this level plays really bad, and it doesn't even have At the Speed of Light as the song, so that one got thrown out. The fourth level was going to be Cataclysmic Drive, but based off the enjoyability ranking, I decided to leave this one out. And Infernity stayed as the 5th level because I thought it fit perfectly as the level. What I was trying to go for there was Reanimation being just the popular level in general. Sakupen Egg, Bloodbath Z, and Cataclysmic Drive were going to be easy remakes or just easy versions of their corresponding extreme demons. And then Infernity was going to be your 9 circles level. So basically, every popular thing coming together into a gauntlet. But then I realized, yeah, a couple of these levels really weren't going to work. Anyhow, guys, that's going to be it for tonight's video. Thank you guys for watching. If anyone is brand new to the channel, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. Our brand new goal is 900 subscribers. I'm sorry, guys, it has been pretty slow. For now, I don't know what I'm going to be doing for, maybe some smaller videos. I might start uploading some of my older clips from Pokemon Go. I have, over 100 Pokemon Go clips from, 2018, 2019 that honestly are just there doing nothing, so I might upload those as, maybe a compilation. I'll do, maybe 20, 25 of them or something. And maybe I'll get Pokemon TCG Pocket to just open packs as short videos, just another small thing to do. But again, take that with a grain of salt because I don't know right now. It has been a bit of a busy couple weeks, but I finally got around to make this video. Sorry guys for the wait since our 7-year anniversary video. Also guys, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below if you would have swapped any levels around, or if there was a level you would have put in this gauntlet, or if you wanted to make the gauntlet completely different. Maybe instead of the difficulty spectrum I chose, you could have made like an entire gauntlet of insane demons, maybe a bunch of entry extremes, or maybe just wanted the gauntlet to be a little easier. Maybe it's like starts with a 7-star, ends with an easy demon at the end. Again, guys, feel free to leave your opinions and also thoughts down below in the comments, and let me know if you guys would have changed anything in this gauntlet. Anyhow, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have an awesome day.